So Agatha episode 7.
Take 2.
The one where we get to know everything we need to know about Lilia. And then she dies. Spoiler alert!
So,
I mean,
go on. Your
I mean,
reaction to the end of the episode was?
Well, I mean, I was like, what the fuck? And it was just at the end where, I mean, again, spoiler alert, we lose the Salem 7
Did
in
you
a
ever
very...
actually get them?
Really? Yeah, no, in a very unclimactic and...
Unsatisfying?
Yeah, disappointing. I mean, we got this buildup of the Salem 7 after him this whole time.
And the Salem 7 are supposed to be the children of the people of the coven that Agatha killed.
Yeah.
So they're out for blood. They're out for vengeance.
They're the daughters of Agatha's coven that she killed. Yes. So they're after Agatha,
but they seem like really weak.
And
a plot contrivance just to be like, oh, we gotta keep moving, or there's a reason to keep moving.
We didn't even get to see whether they were weak or strong or powerful or not. All we got was that they were on their tail until Lilia, spoiler alert, sacrifices herself to take out the Salem 7 and save everybody else from having to deal with them. And we didn't get any kind of a showdown or any kind of a payoff. I felt ripped off, man.
No lightsabers?
I did. I felt ripped off. That's how that... Just at by that part. And I kind of felt ripped off. We finally get to know what Livy is all about. And...
That's it.
And then she dies, too. So... And it makes it obvious what's going to happen next week. Jennifer's going to die.
Yeah.
Somehow. And it's going to just leave Agatha and Billy and Death for the finale. And it's obvious what's going to happen. You can see it coming. It's just how it happens.
And no payoff for the name drop of...
where's Mephisto? What... Are we going to get even another mention of him? Or even... I mean, why'd they drop his name?
To get the seals to clap. To get the guy to cry like...
He said the thing, Mephisto,
to get the guy and the bald guy with the glasses to cry, like when he watched the Rise of Skywalker trailer. And that's what they wanted. They didn't actually want anything. This was an interesting... second episode, but a 7th episode. It is extremely disappointing because they're finally getting into quasi-character development, and then they kill the character. Like, oh, that's too much.
And the thing is, too, is they've had all this time to develop these characters, and they really haven't done as much with them as they could have or should have. And it's kind of clear to me that all these other witches were just these incidental, disposable characters that were put in there specifically so they could all die on the way and be all tragic or whatever, but it not...
And then there was more specific stuff that, like, okay, Agatha says that the witch from The Wizard of Oz is based on her, and you can say that the Yellow Brick Road is a witch's road, all this other shit, but why not, like, just a line put in, like, oh, I knew the author of the book.
Well, that...
Or something.
But
or
I mean,
I was on the set, or something to be.
But when she said that, she was talking shit.
Was she?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because they said that Rio was the original Green Witch, so the Green Witch was actually really based on Rio. And so Agatha was talking shit when she said that.
Then there should have been somebody been like, "Fuck off,"
and that is why Agatha was in the Green Witch image is because of her history with Rio, blah blah blah. And
you're writing
that made
for
sense.
him again. You're writing for him again.
No, but I mean, no, it was pretty clear to me that that's why when she said that Rio was the original Green Witch, and they had the history.
We already knew that from the when she was resurrected on the road. That
right.
But
that made it make sense that that's why she was in the Green Witch image in that. No, that made sense to me. No. I'm not saying, I'm not complaining about it. I'm saying that made sense.
No, it should have been more interesting. If she was going to say something, every word out of the character's mouth should mean something and add to the story or misdirect in an interesting way. And that was just something for her to be glib.
And there are a lot of throwaway lines in this series that, and
make it extremely disappointing as a show. And like I said last week,
there's just little one-liner quips that
don't land.
And not to, please don't misunderstand, but the homo innuendo isn't necessary.
Yeah.
We know he's gay. Everybody knows he's gay. It's not a
secret.
No, and I mean, I said the one line. You want straight answers? Ask a straight lady. We don't need that in it.
So were they being homophobic?
No, they were just being
catty bitches.
It was homo innuendo kind
catty
of thing.
Catty bitches.
No, not that. It just
or part of
and when they asked who is the queerest, which is the person asking the query, the question, and he had to go there and go, well, I guess I'm the queerest, and the way he pronounced it was exaggerated. We don't need that in it. I mean, I see why they
anyway. Were trying to be funny. It's a fag and a bunch of his hags.
No,
that's not interesting.
It's homo innuendo that doesn't need to be there, because we all know that the homo is part of who these people are, and we don't need it rubbed in our faces like that. Anyway,
that wasn't even interesting to me. Didn't even see that. I just saw it as just completely boring.
I got it because it was obvious to me. Anyway, no, it just
another disappointing installment of Agatha All Along,
which is it's disappointing. Because I was liking the show, and now we're getting all the answers to the questions, and then, the episode was short again.
23 minutes with a review, credits, and end credits. So maybe 18, 19 minutes of actual playtime.
Yeah, and, one thing I did like in it, though, I did like the tarot reading when they got to the actual tarot reading,
Proper tarot reading.
Yeah, because
Billy was doing it wrong.
Billy didn't know what he was doing, and neither did Agatha. They didn't know what they were doing, and
which also shows
when Lilia showed up, she knew what she was doing. But you know what I liked about it was the imagery of the card image to the image from the series. The Queen of Cups. It looked just like Lilia when she was a child with the teacup. And then the Three of Swords with the three branches, and then they showed the image of it and it matched. I liked the actual tarot reading. It was really cool.
This show has been written by Reddit witches who don't know shit from Shinola about the occult, anything, and it shows. And that's part of the reason why I really don't like it, because you compare that to Penny Dreadful, which is an excellent show.
Yeah.
Or there's another one, the Science of Witchcraft or something like that, which is another BBC show, which is going on now, and it deals with vampires and other stuff. But anyway, these are better shows handling a subject that Marvel should have down pat, because Doctor Strange, the first movie, the way magic was explained, and witchcraft is another discipline of magic,
of mystic arts. Yes.
So it's this kind of about it.
This Marvel magic thing that they could have
really pushed home.
Yeah. Yeah, and
they could have had a supplementary Halloween episode or a Halloween special with the Midnight Suns or the Son of Satan or Brother Voodoo or the Man Thing again. They could have
anything like that.
They could have done so many things that they aren't doing. We could do better,
but
without even trying.
And they keep going on about how they want to regain their powers, but it sure seems like they still have their powers, at least to an extent.
And is that some kind of gyno feminist BS? Like, you're reclaiming your power, but you've always had it. Yes, Obi-Wan. It seems lame. If they've had their power and they were disconnected from it, why were they disconnected from it? The patriarchy, or because they didn't believe in themselves? Well, okay, you didn't believe in yourself. All right, fine. Go with that. But go with it. Don't be like, I don't know what the problem is, or I lost my power. Like the fortune teller. She never lost her power. She just ignored it. She didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going on with all of them, because Agatha's fucking mustache twirling bullshit like she's been doing forever doesn't cut it, because she obviously has power because she killed that one gal last week, or the week before, in episode 5.
and Alice clearly had some of her power too. She attacked.
Yeah.
And then Agatha absorbed her power, and that.
So what the hell, Disney? What the hell, Marvel?
So, what is she really after at the end of the road? That is still up in the air, and we only have 2 episodes to go. And
this is not how you do a TV show or a series or anything. The people that did this show should never be allowed to write anything ever again or be heavily watched
and the
to make sure
issue,
they do it right.
The biggest issue I got is that they didn't really give us a chance to get to know any of these
ancillary characters,
other witches, enough to give a shit what happens to them. We know they're all gonna die. We can see it coming, and so why should we care? Whatever.
They even telegraphed it. They're like, well, why should we join your coven? You're just gonna kill us and steal our power in anyway.
Right. And the Witch's Road is this treacherous place that you're lucky to survive. And so they threw in a bunch of characters that were disposable so they could just kill them all off on the way and didn't really deliver,
on anything.
Any kind of
development
reason for it to matter to us that these gals didn't survive, And no, really, it is turning out to be pretty weakly written. And especially compared to WandaVision, which was so fucking brilliant, and it's the same people, and I just
is it sheer fucking hubris, as the Admiral would say? Perhaps so.
But if nothing else, this being the lackluster thing that it's turned out to be, which is disappointing because it's no Acolyte, but it's not.
It's close.
It's no WandaVision either.
The closer we get to the end, the more like the Acolyte it's becoming.
No, I wouldn't put it that way. No, it actually does show that it's been well thought out, and all the things are all connected. Unlike the Acolyte, which came off like they were just making it up as they went along. But I just hope that this is going to be the swan song or the end of the MCU as it's come to be known. And the
eternal optimist.
The course correction that they're showing next year doesn't look to me like it's going to be more of this MCU kind of stuff. Whether it's any good or not remains to be seen. But I don't think it's just going to be because it's this what they've been doing the last 2 years or so.
Feminist claptrap
between the She-Hulk and this and Echo, and really, and I'm not going to say that Secret Invasion falls into that category, but it was not good either on a whole different level. So come on, man, pull your heads out, give us something good that we can enjoy and and be into.
Rally, Marvel. Rally, Disney. And do something right.
And even reports of the early screenings of the new Cap after it's been reshot and re-edited is still, people hate it. So, what's the problem? What is the fucking problem?
People like you and me aren't allowed to do this.
Yeah, well, we're not out there trying to. Anyway, no, but part of it is after the end game is they lost all their best talent that went on to go do other things. Very much like in the 80s when Jim Shooter took over Marvel and they lost all their best talent to DC, and all of a sudden DC started doing some really good stuff.
So it goes back to my thesis that this is the 70s for Marvel in the cinematic universe.
Well, it's the mid 80s, yeah, in Jim Shooter's days, he almost
everybody picking on Jim Shooter.
Well, he almost killed Marvel.
Well, alrighty.
And he's responsible for the Secret Wars. So anyway, but it is comparable to those days where they just lost all their best talent and they had all these people working for them that didn't know what they were doing, and it reflected in the work.
So make sure to blame the viewer. Make sure to blame the fans.
The exceptions were Chris Claremont's X-Men and Frank Miller's Daredevil. Other than that, what else was going on?
Right.
At Marvel at the time.
Anyway, Alrighty. Let us know what you think. Tell us what's going on. Watch the video.
If you're watching the show, what do you think? Are you still enjoying it? Because I'm starting to lose interest, and it sucks. So thanks for listening, and like, share, and subscribe.